What's the next step now? How do you top perfection? Or at least the closest thing you can get to it. Last night I finished watching season 2 of Arcane, and it broke me. Not only because of the plot, but also because of the insane level of attention to details. This season, as it is, feels unbeatable in so many ways. I'm yet to see another animation managed so well its plot, soundtrack, and mainly animation. It all feels correct. Of course, just like any other show, it has its flaws. Some people may get annoyed by the pace of the second season, which is definitely faster than the first half of the show, but for my taste in cinema, this series is absolutely perfect. I'll try not to spoil anything for y'all, just in case you haven't watched it, and I'm not here to talk about the story, I'm here to bring attention to the Herculean task of bringing the show to life. As an artist, I've been struggling my whole career with perfectionism. When you're out there and get in touch with other people's artwork all the time, you can't help yourself but feel so small. There's just too many talented people out there, but each one of us deep down know we can attain a higher degree of proficiency in our crafts, and usually I fight very well against these feelings of inferiority, but once now and then something so well done, so unbeatable comes into existence that I cannot help myself but feel challenged to improve. As I was approaching the last scenes of Arcane Season 2, all that crossed my mind was, how do you top that? Perfectionism is bad. What a hot take, huh? But it doesn't always have to be. You see, Arcane whole series budget combined, according to a Varieties report, is estimated in $250 million. $250 million. That's such a risky investment, even for a big company such as Riot. And if you know the animation industry even a little bit, you know that time and money crunches are pretty much the order of the day in most cases. It is very difficult to see anyone prioritize quality over monetary return because, honestly, if Arcane had half of the quality it received, it would still be top-notch. There are so many little details and improvements everywhere you look, mainly in Season 2. As I rewatched some of the best scenes from these last 9 episodes, I couldn't help myself but feel baffled at how many things were put there, at how many things they didn't have to go through, but did anyway, and it genuinely feels like an open letter to the art world, a statement clearer than a catch me if you can thing, you know? And the thing is, I don't know if we can. Yet. The role of perfectionism in art is a complicated one because as individual artists or even as small groups, time and money are crucial. There's just so much work we can do in a specific time frame, and every project abides by the monetary law. We gotta eat and live before we gotta work. Yes, I'm looking at you, Mappa. I'm looking at you. That's why it's insane that we got Season 2 with this level of production, because it puts itself in the front end of the animation industry. It stands still, strong, in the middle of pretty much all other animated series and films out there. It challenges everyone and everything because it knows it can't be beaten right now. It would take time for another studio to invest crew and money at this level. I'm not yet sure if this is for the better, honestly. It's a risky game to push art to its limits every time. But just for now, I'll just appreciate the series for what it is and do my best to use the inspiration and obsession it brought upon me to improve my own journey and try to do my absolute best. The problem is just that my absolute best pales in comparison, and I can't hide that. You might try, but you can't hide skill. I'm not talking about you pretending you are a better artist than you actually are. You can do that. You can cheat. That's a possibility. I'm talking about you not being able to hide that you are great and that your pieces are great. It's like when I glanced through some of Mark Brunet's thumbnails, and if you don't know him, Mark Brunet is one of the best art teachers out here on YouTube, my opinion, and it's funny because when he makes those beginner artist / pro artist thumbnails, you can see he can't hide his good. You can see the fundamentals in his brushstrokes, in his choices, in everything. And every time he tries to make his art look bad, it just comes off as a caricature of a beginner artist. You can't hide skill. It shows all over your work. In the same way, you cannot hide skill, you cannot hide artistry. There's a certain grace to a unique artistic vision that screams potential and beauty. And this can't be changed. You might even be one of the very rare people who dislikes Arcane, but you cannot tell me it's not well done. You can't tell me that. There's no argument for that. We say art is subjective, and it is. Beauty is an abstract concept, but try to use any parameter to define artistry and Arcane will fit into that, because it was designed to fill this role. The role of a show too good to be disregarded. It is and will keep being talked about for a long time. That's what happens when you produce something too glorious. It becomes a parameter, a standard that puts itself beyond the time, skill, money, and congruence that 99.9% of other teams, groups, and studios miss. It's beautiful, but also kinda evil in its own twisted way. It takes the grace out for itself, not because it has the right to, but because it feels like the ultimate chess move to their own game, to Riot's empire. And of course, we're talking about the corporative world here. It doesn't matter how good Arcane Season 2 looks, it's still a capitalist world. They will prioritize getting return from it. That's why you got your $250 Jinx skin or something. It is unbelievably expensive, and yes, people will buy it, and no, they won't regret it. I'm not getting into this conversation today. Different people will have different opinions on this. This is a model of earning money I dislike a lot, but I'm trying my best to isolate Arcane from Riot as a whole. Just for now, I really want to enjoy this series for its artistry and not for the global tactical game played by its creators. For now, I just want to chase it. So here's the plan. I will accept my obsession a little. I will chase it. I'll chase perfection a little if you are an artist or even if you're not. But if you're passionate about your craft, let me tell you something. Always put yourself first, okay? Your mental health is too precious. You are too precious. And you deserve to have a good time. Enjoy time with your friends and family. Play League of Legends if you like that thing. And definitely watch Arcane. Watch it 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. I know I will. Put your time to good use for your own happiness. But at the same time, you fulfill your mental composure. You have to fulfill your heart too. Obsessive people are what they are. If you are passionate, don't let people tell you this is ugly. As long as you know you will be fine and treat yourself right, do your best. Learn and work on it. It's your craft. No one understands it better than you. Nobody is at your side when you're drawing for 10, 20 hours on a piece. When you wake up in the middle of the night, sweating with new ideas. Don't kill creativity. Don't let yourself be discouraged by the lack of commitment and belief of other people. I've heard Arcane's initial budget in its very early beginnings was of $2,000. That's about 125,000 times less than what we got in the end. If you feel like you're not there yet, that you can't reach the place you want to reach, that it feels impossible, that it's too far-fetched, and you're just not enough, try to remember this. Maybe your present you is just 125,000 times less than what you can get to if you commit to it. And it doesn't matter how hard you work on your stuff, the most support, money, and grace from others will come when you need it the least. The rich get richer, more easily. The more skilled improve faster, the more experienced learn from life way more easily. But this just means that what you lack in these other things, being it your fault or not, you can always put back into the world with love and passion. That's also something you cannot fake. That's why I will chase it. I will chase perfection for a little. I'll stop to play Valorant because Valorant is better than LoL, thank you, on the weekends, and will still watch other animated films and series constantly. I will take care of myself, but I'll choose to work on my skills on most days. Because that's what makes anyone top anything, being it a milestone or being it their own craft. That's the secret for everything that makes our eyes shine and get inspired. It's to aim for perfection. If you like this video, consider following me on my social media. It means the world to a small artist such as me. Also, like the video if you like it, of course. Leave me a comment telling me what you loved the most from Arcane, and subscribe to my content if you feel like anything I say can resonate with you. And thank you for sticking with me for so long, and from choosing this video out of all videos you could be watching right now. I really appreciate that. And I guess I will see you around.